Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Today is the turn of France. France. What is Savva wearing that blue kit? Is it Chelsea? No, it's France. It's France. Good morning to each and every one of you. There's a relegation battle going on, and Tottenham are involved in it for the moment. For the moment, we're involved in it. Now, a massive 48 hours, I wouldn't even say 48 hours, a massive 36 hours for Spurs and for the other relegation rivals, because this is one of those days, one of those set of fixtures where Spurs could either pull themselves away from Forest and West Ham, they both lose, we win, or they both win, we lose, and all of a sudden, it gets real. It gets real. Very, very real. People will say it's real already, and it is. I'll be honest, I watched the second half of Wolves versus Liverpool. I don't think the 11 we've put out at the moment is better than Wolves. There we go. I've said it. People will crucify me for that. I'm looking at Andre. I'm looking at Gomez. I'm looking at these players going, I don't think our players are actually better than this. I don't think our players are better, but hey, that's just me. Everyone knows I'm not a fan of this squad in any way, shape, or form. We'll have a look at some stats from our defending. We'll have a look at some of our stats from our attacking as a football team. It doesn't seem to matter what formation. Listen, I've loved this season from a YouTube point of view, listening to the number of experts on YouTube panels that go, hey, if we play a back three, what it allows you to do. Oh, nonsense. What are we? Listen, if your players aren't good enough, your players aren't good enough. And I know we don't want to admit it, but they're better than what we're seeing. No, they're not. No, they're not. Listen, they'll take the piss out of me and say that's just my opinion. But listen, I've got the data to back it up. They've got heart. They've got their heart and their opinion. I've got the data. So, look, it is what it is, but Tottenham are in a bit of a mess. Leeds United losing last night was good for us in terms of a team that are just above us. But tonight is the turn of the two teams immediately below us. Oh, God. And tonight is the turn of the two teams immediately below us. So Nottingham Forest travel to Manchester City, title chasing Manchester City, looking for 3 points. Now, every single part of us probably says City, right? It's City. It's City at home. They're not going to lose to Nottingham Forest. Then you've got West Ham. They travel to Fulham. Now, Fulham just played us off the park, didn't they? To be fair, if you're Fulham, you're wondering how you've only beaten Tottenham 2-1. But Fulham will play West Ham tonight. What will West Ham do? Now, it's strange because you'd like to think Fulham at home, they'll do to West Ham what they did to us. I'm going to be honest. I think West Ham are more organised than us. I think West Ham have actually bought and organised. Now, I don't think they've got great players, which is why they're down there, but they actually look like an organised football team. Will it be as easy for Fulham to play through West Ham as it was for them to play through Tottenham? I don't know until tonight. Luckily, we'll have a live score show on this channel tonight. I'm loving the live score shows at the moment at 7:30 p.m. Just to give you an idea, we've got some great games today. In the Premier League, you've got Villa v Chelsea. If Villa win, they go 6 points clear of fifth and cement their place in fourth. If Chelsea win, though, it all changes. Chelsea will then go level with Liverpool on points, and Villa will only be 3 points above Liverpool and Chelsea. So it really makes that race hot up if Chelsea win. You got Brighton v Arsenal. Brighton, who are safe, in my opinion. Brighton are 8 points clear of Spurs. Brighton are safe. They are 12 points clear of West Ham. West Ham won't catch up on that. So as far as I can see, they are safe. And then after that, you've got Fulham West Ham, the game we just talked about. We'll go into a bit more detail with that. Fulham chasing down European football. If Fulham win today, they are 1 point off Europe. Then you've got Man City versus Nottingham Forest. Man City obviously looking to win that game to go 2 points behind Arsenal in the title race. And then you have got Newcastle v Man United. Newcastle in awful form. But if Newcastle can grab that win today, that takes them into 12th. If Man United win today, Man United will pull away from Villa and Liverpool and cement their position in third. And Man City and Man United are the two most informed teams in the country. The two Manchesters are the most in form in the country. So, listen, there's some good games going on tonight. We'll have a live score show from 7:30. And look, I'm seeing people say, I mean, you're not wrong, by the way. You're not wrong saying West Ham and Forest are showing fight. The difference for me is those two teams have actually got a formation and a way of playing. Spurs, we are asking every week to see a different 11. We are asking every week to see a different formation. We want 3 at the back, then we want 4 at the back. We want 3 in midfield. We want 2 in midfield, 2 up front, 1 up front, wingers, no wingers. And said, if you keep changing your formation every single week, this is what happens. You get no consistency. You get no confidence. No player. Notice right now, not one Spurs player is in form. Not one, because they're constantly being moved around. 1 minute, the centre-halves are in a 2, then they're in a 3. 1 minute, the fullbacks are fullbacks. The next minute, they are wing-backs. The centre mids are playing in a 2, then they're in a 3, then they're in a back 5, then they're in a back 3, a back 4. You've got 1 minute people are playing out wide, then they're not playing out wide. Then you've got 2 up top, and you've got 1 up top. 1 minute Simmons is on the left, then he's in the attacking midfield. And then what makes me laugh more than any of this is people try and pick out who is the senior pro that is causing all these problems. Well, there isn't one, is there? There isn't one senior pro that's causing all these problems. But we don't seem to be learning. I'll say it. This will piss off a lot of Spurs fans. I don't think we have a very brainy fan base that can take a step back and go, right, what's going on? And everyone thought changing the manager was going to do anything. And my worry at the time was, you still got all your injured players. You still got all your injured players. Changing the manager is a huge, huge risk when you don't have the players for the manager. We've brought in a guy that plays 3 at the back. When the wing backs available are who? Porro's the only wing back available, right? I don't know. Is Sosa a left wing back? Is he a left back? We don't know. It's all very strange. And that's the difference between Forest, West Ham and Spurs and Leeds. Those 3 teams look organised. However, I don't know if those 3 teams have the quality. Now, I'm not saying we have. At the moment, I don't think we have the quality. But those 3 teams look organised. Now, the thing that's going in our favour is West Ham and Forest have got tough games. However, if West Ham go to Fulham tonight and pick up 3 points, it is going to be squeaky bum time, isn't it? At the moment, that would put West Ham 1 point behind us. So we kind of need to be, I know people say worry about yourselves. Of course, we worry about ourselves. But right now, we really need to be Fulham fans tonight. I know they just beat us, but right now, we really, really need to be Fulham fans tonight, because if West Ham win, I tell you what, if West Ham win, it's no longer a relegation battle, is it? And now it's kind of like, shit, because I can't see where points are coming from. Now, this could all be very different. West Ham and Forest might lose tonight. Spurs play at home tomorrow night to Palace, get 3 points. Suddenly, you're 7 points clear of West Ham. So this weekend can end with us being 4 points in front of them, 7 points in front of them, 5 points in front of them, or 1 point in front of them. So this is going to be really squeaky bum time, isn't it, for Tottenham Hotspur? And my worry is people are going, are you confident for tomorrow night? No, I am absolutely not confident. It doesn't mean we can't beat them, by the way. I'm just not confident. And anyone who's saying they're confident when you've lost 10, when you haven't won a Premier League game for 10, I feel like you're telling porcupines, right? I don't think you can be really honest saying I'm really confident. It's okay to say we're going to keep beating everyone, but that's 10 in a row where we've not won. 10 in a row. This is, if I'm not wrong, I believe this is the worst form we've ever had in the Premier League, ever. 10 in a row. No new manager bounce. No new manager bounce. Well, let's be fair, they changed it just before the Arsenal game. Were you expecting a new manager bounce? They changed it before Arsenal and Fulham away. I'm not so sure. For me, what I would have done, I would have kept Frank in until the end of the season, or I would have got rid of him at the end of December and bought some players in January. Tottenham, being Tottenham, we did neither. We didn't back him or sack him. And then many people, especially many YouTubers said, didn't they? You know what they're going to do. They're going to wait until the window shuts. We'll lose a couple of games. Then they will pull the plug because they don't know what they're doing. And at the moment, nothing's changed. At the moment, I think it's got worse. I think that if you look at the last two games, I think it's got worse. I truly do think it's got worse. But hey, if you're not winning, you're not winning, right? That's how it is. Look, I'm going to show you the team that I would pick tomorrow as well. I know some of you saw it yesterday. It's funny. All I tried to do yesterday was pick a team that was no square pegs in in round holes, right? I just tried to pick a team that had no square pegs in round holes. And straight away, people came back going, you like that play? He's rubbish. And I'm like, no, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. This isn't any longer about the players I like. There are very few of the players I like. Who is it? But needs must. So this is what I would do, right? By the way, this doesn't mean that I rate this 11. I'm going to be very clear with that from the get-go. But I do think Spurs need to get back to some sort of basics. We need to get back to basics. And that is kind of what I would do. Now, listen. I don't know if many of you saw what I wrote yesterday. I'll read it out to you. This is what I wrote yesterday. Okay. Now, what did we do? I wrote this because I wanted it to show exactly why I put this team together, right? And I said this. I said I've been asked a few times what 11 I would select with the current group of players available. So here's the side I'd be inclined to start against Crystal Palace on Thursday evening. For me, the priority is a return to basics, balance, clarity of roles, and avoiding the constant temptation to use players out of position. With that in mind, I've opted for a 4-2-3-1, focusing on getting as many individuals as possible into their natural roles. So I said at centre-back, I think Danso alongside Van der Ven feels like the most logical partnership. Porro is the only natural right back available. And whilst we've seen little of Sosa, he is the only recognised left back available and should be trusted in that role. In midfield, simplicity is key. Paulinho anchoring as the number 6 provides structure and protection. Gallagher operating the box-to-box as the number 8 offers energy and work rate, with Simmons in the 10, tasked with injecting creativity and trying to link play. In the wide areas, I would start with Telemawani. Now, I've said neither is a traditional touchline winger, but both can provide verticality and much-needed width. Through the middle, Richarlison gets the nod, not as a stylistic preference, but because of his work rate, physicality, and willingness to compete. The assets in which we were sorely lacking against Fulham and which will be needed in this fixture. There are broader questions around the squad construction and long-term direction, but in the immediate term, the objective is straightforward: accumulate points. The most effective way to do that, in my view, is to simplify the structure, ensure role clarity, and re-establish balance across the pitch. Now, that's what I wrote yesterday. Okay, that's what I wrote yesterday, because all of this people being, we should go to three at the back and you can tuck him in there, and he goes that it's not working at all. And if you look at where we've got the most joy this season, earlier in the year, it was playing a 4-2-3-1, right? This is where we had the most joy. Fans bitched and moaned about it, didn't they? Oh, Paulinho and Bentancur together. It worked. And that's where I was disappointed with Frank. He should have stuck with it and not listened to the fans. Fans moaned, didn't they? Oh, but at home it's not attack enough. Yeah, well, you haven't got you haven't got attacking midfielders. Of course, it's going to be more defensive minded. But this is what I would do just from a back to basics point of view. Do I know how good Sosa is? No, I don't. Do I think Porro's a good right back? No, I don't. Would I like to see a ball playing midfielder in the pivot? Yes, but we don't have one. Is Mawani an actual right winger? No. Is Tell an out-and-out left winger? No, but we know he can play there. Is Richarlison better than Solanke? Probably not, but I think you get more from him in the fight. I thought Solanke the other day showed no fight, no endeavour. Richie, listen, I can't believe I'm saying this because I've never wanted this guy. I wanted him sold for ages. He will fight, won't he? He will fight. So that is probably what I would do. I just have this feeling, guys. I just have this feeling that we know he's going to do something random tomorrow. And it will be like the fourth game in a row where we've changed tactics. I've just got this feeling we will do something silly tomorrow. I've got a feeling he's going to go with Dragusin, Danso and Van der Ven. I think then you'll have Spence and Porro as wing backs, and you know the rest. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of wing backs unless you've got people that naturally play it week in, week out. All these people calling for the three at the back. Oh, that's how our squad is suited. No, it's not. Our squad is not suited. We don't have the defenders that can bring the ball out. We don't have natural wing backs that offer you forward running and cause fullbacks problems. So it's, look, and again, I understand why the managers have tinkered with the system. I get it, right? Because you have not got good players to say, this is our set formation. But, look, I don't know. Look, I'm not saying that 11 wins. I'm not. I'm clutching at straws. I'm really, really clutching at straws now. I look at that 11. I'll show you again. And this has got to be one of the weakest 11s I've seen Spurs put out in the Premier League era. There's nothing there for me. There's nothing there. Like, if I look at Tell, Richie and Mawani as a front three, there's nothing there that makes me think, cool, that's good. Now, what I would say is this. If I was Tudor, which I'm not, just saying what I would do, I would pick a settled 11 and go with it for the rest of the season. I know you're going to have Romero coming back. Other than that, who is there that's really coming back anytime soon that influences this team? Kulu's nowhere near coming back. I mean, Kulu is missing the whole season, right? I think we know that. Maddison's not coming back. Kudus isn't back until the end of March, April. And for me, I would pick an 11, pick a formation, and I would stick to it. All of this chopping and changing is not good for anybody. It's not good. You know, on Sunday, you got Gallagher right wing and Simmons left wing of like a 4-4-2. I mean, what are you hoping to achieve with that? People go, oh, Simmons didn't do anything. Of course he didn't. He's not a left winger. He's not a left winger, and Spurs are definitely not a team that should be playing 4-4-2. So, look, listen, I'm not going to get on Tudor's back. This is what fans wanted. They wanted Frank sacked. They said any manager will come in and get more out of these players. We're kind of seeing that's not the case. We need to see something tomorrow. We need to see something tomorrow, right? It's really sad, though, isn't it, that we're in a position where we're talking about Richie having to start for his fight and his work rate. You know, we're talking about having to start an on loan striker that doesn't want to be here on the right wing because you've got no other wingers. It's really, it's really, really sad. Yeah, I mean, look, that's a possibility as well, Cole. Yeah, yes. I didn't think of that. Yeah, you could shove Richie out to the left hand side and put Solanke up top. Look, Carl. I think you agree. And let me know if you want to come on, mate. I haven't streamed with you for ages. I think you'll agree. I am clutching at straws either way. I think whatever formation they play, these players aren't good enough. There's a few in there that I think will do well with a better team and a better manager. Other than that, I struggle. I struggle with these players, and I find it funny, honestly, the number of people that have now changed their tune from Frank's the only problem to the players are shit. It's like, well, yeah, we could have told you that. You know, the players aren't good, but it is what it is. People will change with the wind. I just think Spurs again have done the wrong thing at the wrong time. Listen, I'm not saying sacking Frank was the wrong thing, but it was the wrong time. It should have been done if you were going to do it in a January or before the January window, so that interim manager comes in and says, I want these 3 or 4 players on loan. Right? But hey, it is what it is. Everyone's saying, who is our player of the season? Well, I mean, I'm not giving it to any of them. This for me is like last year. I think we kind of shoehorned Bergvall into player of the season, even though he did nothing. This year, there is no one I would give player of the season to. I almost feel like it would be, I don't know. I almost feel like it would just be a sideshow, you know? Wesley, I'm going to listen, dude, stop this. I keep telling you, I didn't get what I want. Wesley, grow up. You keep saying you're a grown man. Grow up. No one wants this. The difference is some of us are honest and you keep burying your head in the sand. Just stop. Just stop, mate. Our player of the season, I just don't know, mate. I don't know. I can't say any of them have been good. I really can't. Paulinho's had good games. I would say Bentancur's had some good games. I would say Van der Ven's had some good games, but very few and far between. Let's be fair. When you're sitting 16th in the league and haven't won for 10 games and have won 2 in 20, I don't really think it's the time to be talking about who's your player of the season. It's a tough one, guys. It's a really tough one. I'm seeing all sorts of stats are coming out. Maybe, but I mean, at the end of the day, unless they were going to buy Martin, and I don't disagree, but unless they were going to bring in new signings, I don't think it mattered. I don't think it mattered when you look at all the injuries and they still didn't do anything, right? They still didn't do anything as a football club. You know, they saw all of the issues we got. And didn't buy or loan in January, and you think, what's going on? What's going on? And then Johan Lang coming out and saying to us, yeah, there's there's no players that make this 11 better. And you're like, are you taking the piss out of us, mate? I reckon I could go to the Championship and find 11 players better than what we're playing right now. It was it was bad. But again, as I said, guys and girls, as I said, everyone blamed Frank, but I don't know where the goals are coming from. We've seen it. Even Tudor's come in. Where are the goals coming from? We've had one header and Declan Rice making a mistake to score. We don't create. We haven't got creators. We haven't got creators. We haven't got goals. We haven't got ball players. And it's kind of left us where we are. But look, I think we're doing it again, aren't we? What we'll do is, Tudor will take all the blame, and I'm not saying he shouldn't take any blame for the last 2 games, but Tudor will take all the blame, Frank to call the blame, Ange to call the blame. I've been calling for a long time now for can we Can we all not jump on board and see what the actual problem is rather than just the managers taking the blame? This squad is shocking. I watched Leeds last night. I don't think we've got better players. Yeah, but you again, it can't just be, you can't just have a play. There's got to be there's got to be a setup to allow players to create. There's got to be a way of playing a style with other creative footballers. So when Simmons and Maddison and Kulu are all fit, for example, they can all bounce off each other. You can't have 10 players that aren't creative and then there's one bloke and you go on, do it. This is where our fans don't understand it. There's got to be patterns of play. There's got to be a creative wavelength within the football team. And there just isn't. He's on his own. Yeah. In his first year in the Premier League, on his own, getting used to it, looking around, going, right, 1 week I'm playing there. Next week I'm playing there. Then I'm playing there. Now they're giving me the ball. Who do I pass to? There's no one for me to pass to. Who's he creating for? There's no wide men for him to play 1-2s with. There's no centre forward to play 1-2s with. Look, when we created the best, again, look at that Poch team, Eriksen, Ali, Son and Kane. All four of them are creative footballers. This is what people don't understand. But again, he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand it. Doesn't understand it. Listen, I can't help you, Plasma, but this is the point. One player can't. Who's shown us anything? You can't. We change the formation every game. It's like, God, let people settle in a position, right? As I said, when we had Kane, Son, Eriksen, and Ali, all four of them super creative, right? All four of them. All four of them super creative, all technically very good, all can interchange from right to left to dropping into the middle. That's where you see creativity. Can't just stick Simmons in and go on, create on your own. Well, hang on. I've got no wingers. I've got no ball playing midfielder to help me. We're not getting it as a fan base, are we? We're not getting it. This is what I mean. People, as I said, people like Plasma say the most ridiculous things. That's the level we're at. That's what we deserve. That's why I said some of this we deserve, because we're not getting it. We're not learning. Absolutely. As a 22-year-old skinny guy coming into the league in his first year, he's not in a position to carry a team yet. He's not a Bruno Fernandes who can carry a team, right? You're right. He needs a system to give him the ability. Absolutely. Absolutely, E. Yes, I love it when people can actually look beyond one player and actually look at the bigger picture. We don't look beyond it. We never look beyond it. I'm seeing people right now go, like during the week, Gallagher was shit on the right wing. Yeah, shock, horror. It's like putting Paulinho on the left wing. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? You know, listen, I'm not saying Xavi will work or won't work in the long term at Spurs. I don't know. But I know it's very difficult to judge him from this year, from the calamity that we've been, from not buying the centre forward we needed, for not buying a left winger for him to link up with, right? It's mad. There's no ball playing midfielder that can get the ball into him, right? It's crazy. Imagine now Spurs dropped Adam Wharton into centre midfield, and you had Wharton as your ball playing midfielder, Gallagher as your box to box, and now Xavi Simmons in the 10 with a proper left winger, Kudus on the right. Suddenly you go, right, this now all starts to look a bit better, doesn't it? But we didn't do that. We didn't do that. This year, Xavi Simmons should be learning from Kulu's, from Maddison's. He should be learning from those players. Exactly, Carl. Exactly. Whenever he gets the ball, he's giving it to people that he can't get it back from. He gives it to Odegaard, he loses it immediately. He gives it to Richie. He can't control a football. He gives it to Tell. Tell works hard, tries hard, not enough quality in his feet to play at this level. Look, as I said, I don't blame a player for this. Everyone's got the individual player they want to go at. You watch in my chat on tomorrow night for the watch along. But again, look, sorry guys, he's showing he doesn't get it. Not a fan of players that need not perfect conditions, some conditions. You don't get it. Dude, no offense, you're not very bright, are you, on the football takes? This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying. It's absolutely ridiculous. How can he just find consistency when we've not had any consistency as a team, players to play with? It's crazy. Look, as I said, I struggle with people like that plasma guy. I struggle with, because I don't think this is rocket science in the slightest. This is years of buying poor players has left us in this position. Years of buying poor players. Look at Man United. Look at how their players suddenly, now everyone's back fit and they've got a settled formation. They're starting to look like a team and they're winning games. Right? This is not rocket science. This is not rocket science. You know, Bruno Fernandes can play in a bad formation and stand out because Bruno Fernandes is a top Premier League player and has been for years. There's a huge difference. This is where people like Plasma are so backwards, right? This is where they don't get it. Someone like Xavi Simons this year should have no pressure on him. He should be learning the Premier League and learning his new teammates and a system. But instead, you've got people like Plasma going, he hasn't done this. He hasn't thrived on his own. And you're like, well, yeah, he's new to the league. And, you know, next year, hopefully, if you get, you know, a Poch or a different manager that plays a set way, you see a better put together team with an ethos and a strategy and some ball players. It's, as I said, I don't think a lot of Spurs, I'll be honest, I see a lot of Spurs fans across the internet that when they say things, you go, "Cool, this is just, it's not really being thought through." And we can say it's opinions, but people aren't thinking their way through. I see people waffle about transfers. They have no understanding of how transfers work. They waffle about agents. They have no idea how agents work, right? They waffle about release clauses. And they hide behind just my opinion. Yeah, sure. Just my opinion isn't an answer, right? So, look, when I've watched teams play, right? You look at the Harry Redknapp team. The Harry Redknapp team, Xavi Simons would have thrived in that. Xavi Simons would have thrived in a Harry Redknapp team, wouldn't he? Because he would have had Bale left, Lennon right, Crouchy or Defoe up top. He's got people like Modric in the middle giving him the ball. But Liverpool aren't a settled team, are they? And Simons hasn't been terrible. Wirtz has got better as the season's got on. So that, again, that's not true. Wirtz hasn't been terrible. He's got better as the season's gone on. But Liverpool aren't a settled team, are they? They're not. They were last year. So again, you know, when I said people say things, but without really doing their homework, things like this. I'm not saying Simons is great. I'm not saying he's poor. What I'm saying is I'd like to see him settled. I'd like to see him settled in a settled team, right? Look, unfortunately, I can't do with childish Wirtz as being crap. I mean, look, if anyone can't look at Florian Wirtz and understand how good a footballer he is, then you might as well give up. Bearing in mind, this is the guy that thinks Dominic Solanke's a top-class footballer. Like, what do you do? How am I even meant to do this when these sorts of things are going round? You know, like, I don't know. You know, Florian Wirtz has got 13 goal contributions so far this season. He'll get better next season. There's nothing special in him. But, mate, can you go away now to another channel? You're now just, anything I say, you're just saying the opposite. It's ridiculous. If we truly, as football fans, right? If we truly, as football fans, don't understand Florian Wirtz as a player, I truly worry. I truly, really worry. Yeah, exactly, Luke. He's created the most goal scoring chances this season in the Premier League. It's so worrying. It's so worrying. And when I say, Luke, some of our fan base deserve the problems we're in. It is people like that. Those two comments I read out, right? It's that. Wirtz is so shit that Bayern Munich and Liverpool, right, both wanted him for over 100 million. I mean, think about it. Like, it's just so dumb. And isn't it always the people with no picture and no name? They're just so dumb. They're just so dumb. Like, it's just mental. I'm not even mixing my words. I'm not being nice. They're dumb. They're dumb. People like Plasma. This is a dumb football fan. This is a dumb football fan. This is somebody who's grown up with a silver spoon in their mouth and has no idea about squad building, about team strategy, about consistency, about needing time to settle, ethos. Dumb, dumb idiots everywhere. It's so funny, isn't it? It's so funny. But hey, let's just get rid of him because he is an idiot. By the way, this is the guy for 2 years been telling me Dominic Solanke's a top class striker. I mean, what do you do with that? What do you do with that? Hey, Alfie, bang on, mate. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Isn't it funny? Playmaker creates loads of chances. It's a silly stat. It's mad, isn't it, Alfie? It's absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. I just can't believe it. But Dominic Solanke's the one. Don't worry about it. It's Dominic Solanke's the one. Imagine sitting here and you're cussing Florian Wirtz, but bigging up Dominic Solanke. What? What are you talking about? What has Isak got to do with anything? You do know Alexander Isak's only played 10 games for Liverpool. Yeah, the remaining minstrels. What are you doing? Right. I agree. Reece, if I was a top player, I wouldn't go to Spurs. Our fans don't deserve it. They are imbeciles. A lot of our fans are imbeciles. And absolutely perchy. We should have an IQ test to come in and chat. Alexander Isak is top class. If anyone's going to doubt that, that is crazy. Again, Liverpool aren't the same Liverpool as last season. Alexander Isak has played 10 Premier League games. I don't even think he's started all 10 of those games. By the way, he's not played a game in 2026. Oh, he's hardly played any football this season. I'm so confused. I must have the dumbest chat, most of us, on YouTube. Let's see what he's saying now. Again, look, no real name, no picture. He's not playing football. The geezer's out injured for the season. What are you talking about? He's played 10 Premier League games. What are you talking about? Oh, mate. Yeah, honestly, our fans, this is why, in equal measures, I hate and love YouTube. People just baffle me. And you know when you sit there and you think to yourself, imagine any organization in the world that hires these imbeciles to work for them. Like, imagine you are this Tom lad that is now talking about Isak. And you know the problem is? The problem with this is everyone shifts like that. So I remember 2 months ago, everyone's saying how shit Benjamin Sesko is. Right? I said, give him time. He's new to the league. And now what's Benjamin Sesko doing for Man United? Right? Let's have a look what Benjamin Sesko's doing for Man United. What's he scored him? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He scored in 7 of his last 8 games. Isn't it funny how football changes? Bit of confidence, right formation, players back fit, injury free, right? Madness. And Philly, absolutely. We sit there and slam everyone else's players. Big up. You think about it, right? This is how dumb this guy is, right? This guy is so dumb. You look at it. He's calling Florian Wirtz a Pro Max Dewsbury Hall. I guarantee this guy is on the dole. I guarantee he's on the dole. I'm telling you. You can't be that dumb. No one can be that dumb. No one. No one can be that dumb. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Chris said, Tom, it's pretty obvious that any general principle will have expectations. Otherwise, football would be bloody easy. Exactly. This is what I love about YouTube, right? It's made fans change opinion every game. Every game. Every single game. He's proven me wrong. What? Talking about Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak. I'll tell you what, right? I'll tell you what. How many clubs in the world do you think would love Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak? How many clubs do you think would love Isak and Wirtz? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Absolutely mad. Pro Max Dewberry. I mean, it was funny. I'll give him that. It was funny. But honestly, I've seen... I mean, who was it at the beginning of the season? There was some idiot, probably like a plasma. They mean, oh, yeah, Savva, you rate Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. They're not that good. And I'm like, what? This is what we do. Guys, Spurs fans are full of copium. Because we're shit, we just want to berate other clubs. Because we're shit, we just want to berate other clubs. Oh, mate, honestly, Perchy, fans like that deserve relegation. Honestly, fans like Plasma. 1 second, I've got to get the door, my bedroom door. Go on, catch it, mummy. You making tea? There's mud up here. There's mud up here. It's so funny. It is hopium and copium. Yeah, it's so funny. The number of players I see belittled at other clubs, and you're going, what? Have you seen our squad? Have you seen our squad? Yeah, there's mud. There's mud. Stanley running in the park. Mud everywhere. Perchy, you absolutely bang on. I wish you could come on. It'd be funny. Chris, feel free to come on as well if you want to come on. It's so funny, isn't it, right? The way we talk. No, see, look, Wesley, I haven't taken this Lee Gunner route. Lee Gunner craps on his team. I love Lee, by the way. Lee Gunner craps on his team while they're in the top 2. We're in a relegation battle. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Well, it is. We're 16th in the league, you donut. Honestly. We need... I'm going to write off to YouTube and see if they can introduce IQ tests. I do. Again, look at some. What are we doing here? Just because a player doesn't hit the ground running doesn't mean they're not a top player, right? Liverpool are not in a title race purely down to Isak not playing and Wirtz, are they? Like, let's be fair. There's a lot of issues at Liverpool at the moment. Well, how do you not? Surely we get that. Surely we get that. Dude, Alexander Isak's played 10 Premier League games and we're in March. He's not played football. He's been injured most of the season. I don't know how you don't get this. Oh, God. Yeah, the grass isn't always greener by sacking managers constantly. Cough, cough. This bloke. Yeah, look. I think the problem you've got with people like Wesley, and I do like people like this, right? I've grown up with this in my life. I've grown up with these people that go, when they're in an argument or a debate, they go, yeah, but I'm half glass full, you're half glass empty. Yeah, but if you're lying, it doesn't mean anything. I can't say, oh, I'm half glass full about Spurs this season, but it's shit. It's horrendous, right? It's horrendous. Like, it's horrendous. Sure. So, according to Plasma, the guy that has created the most chances in the Premier League this season is looking like Dewsbury Hall. And according to Plasma, every player should hit the ground running when they join a new country. Can you tell us then why you rate Dominic Solanke so highly and he's only ever had one good Premier League season in his career? I'll be interested to know, Plasma. Oh my gosh, honestly, we've got some. Oh my God, isn't it? It's almost like we've replaced two idiots with two more idiots. It's absolutely crazy. As I said, when I speak to fans of other clubs, they're honest about Spurs because they've got no skin in the game. Premier League, he's played 10 games. He's played 10 games in the Premier League. Right? Yeah, exactly. Dewsbury Hall would walk into our team right now. Again, look how we belittle players that are playing for better clubs. Right? Look how we belittle players. Right? No. Hang on, guys. Who's seen this guy for years talk to me about Dominic Solanke? He loves him. Oh my God. Mud. Who here has seen it? This guy, every time Dominic Solanke scores, he comes on. Savva doesn't rate him. This guy's quality, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, Dewsbury Hall is a good footballer. He's a good player. Not amazing. He's a good player. Savva, you rate Gallagher. In a good team, yes. In a good setup, yes. Hence why he was the Chelsea captain and played for Diego Simeone. Right? Of course he's been dreadful. He's played right wing back, number 10, number 8. He's played in a 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 3-4-3, 3-4-1-2. Yes, you can't drop players in. You could drop any Premier League player into this system right now. We're going to look shit. How people do not understand this is beyond me. Truly beyond me. As I said, these fans, it's always... No one said it. Oh my God. I can't. Oh my God. I think these people were dropped on their head as a kid. I honestly, I think these people were dropped on their head as a kid. I think, honestly, I'm so confused. If for example, I never said he's a top class player. Sam Smith, if you're going to start lying, I'll just block you again. I unblocked you and you've not learned. Straight away, you come back in and you attack and you just lie. Just stop. Join in or just fuck off. It's that simple. Just stop, right? Conor Gallagher in the right setup, like what Chelsea had when they made him captain and were very good, right? Is a good player for any squad to have. You cannot drop players into this mess. You can't drop players into a mess. You just can't. And we still are not understanding that as fans. We're not understanding that you can't drop players into a shit show and they go, I'm amazing. It just doesn't work like that. Right? You were not the captain of Chelsea. You are not picked up by Diego Simeone at Atletico Madrid if you are not a good player. That doesn't mean he's top class, right? No one said he's again, one more lie and you're gone. No one's called him a game changer. Like, this is ridiculous, right? Conor Gallagher at Chelsea when he was lined up next to Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo and was used as the box-to-box as the captain, had a brilliant season, right? Hence, Atletico Madrid wanted him, right? Hence, Poch wanted to keep him, right? Hence why Poch fell out with the Chelsea owners. But again, our fans aren't understanding it. No one is going to get dropped into a mess and look brilliant. It's very tough to be dropped into a mess and suddenly look great. We need a setup that suits the players. He's a box-to-box midfielder that needs to play in that role with the right players around him. We played him at right wing against Fulham. What on earth is anyone hoping for when you play Xavi Simons and Gallagher as your wingers in a 4-4-2? Of course, Zedo, you've got to have a settled formation at some stage, right? You've got to have a settled formation. Let's look at it, right? Conor Gallagher was Poch's captain, who everyone loves, at Chelsea. Diego Simeone bought him, right? Unai Emery tried to sign him, right? But dumb people like Sam Smith don't get that. He's now being played in a 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 3-4-3, 3-4-1-2. What are we doing here? Right? We have not got the midfield blend right. We are not buying the right players for that blend. It's really not that difficult. I'd love to sit in a pub with someone as dumb as this and actually see if they can string a sentence together. You just know they wouldn't be able to. I mean, look at the picture. It's childish, right? Is that picture say Arsenal tears? I mean, so you kind of get where you are, right? Conor Gallagher and Basuma should not be in the same team. They're both box-to-box midfielders. One of them should be alongside a ball-playing midfielder. This. If Poch comes back, watch him making captain. If Poch comes back, he will probably make him captain and he will get a formation that works with a player like Conor Gallagher. We don't have that right now. Why did Unai Emery want him at Aston Villa? Like, it's absolutely mad. No one said Conor Gallagher's the greatest player in the world. Then go to the Chelsea fan shows because you're an Arsenal fan. You're not a Spurs fan. By the way, everybody, I'm going to call it out just so you can all see what a troll this is. This guy has bottled it. I've asked him about 10 times to come on and talk football. He bottles it every time. I don't know. Maybe his mum won't let him out the basement long enough. I don't know. Maybe he's got more masturbating to do. Who knows? Who knows Sam Smith now? But bottles it every time. Well, if we do go down, that's for sure he won't be here next year. We do know that. Listen, as I said, it's funny, isn't it? We've been a mess for years, but people want to dig at Conor Gallagher. I find it funny. I find it really, really funny. We're not getting this. Why I'm not digging at one footballer. There are many of these footballers I'd love to dig at individually. Yeah? Sure, but Pochettino made him captain, right? Pochettino made him captain. You going to come on yet? Come on. Come on, Sam Smith. You going to come on? Are you scared? You scared? Are you scared? You broken out in acne? Is that what's going on here? You're only 12. You broken out? Again, look at the idiots in our fan base. Gallagher has made us even worse. No, he hasn't. What are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, we'll start blocking these trolls. It's got silly. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right, Ragnar, you're getting blocked. Right, we're going to start a blocking call if people continue with stupid comments. Ragnar, you've been put in a timeout. Look, as I said, right, this isn't rocket science at Spurs. As I said, this isn't rocket science at Spurs, right? You have got those at the moment that are blaming Gallagher. It's funny. They get to a match day, Gallagher. Those that are blaming Simmons. Those that are blaming Archie, great. Those that are blaming Dragosin, it's Dragosin. we're not learning, are we? We're not learning as to what we need and what we are and what we're not. We've not learned. And I think a lot of uneducated people, you could tell those that have grown up in and around football and those that are just trolls on the internet. When I speak to people I know who work with in the game, they don't talk like these idiots, right? They don't talk like these idiots, right? I don't think anyone's blaming Solanke. He's not good enough. No one's blaming him. Again, see, as I said, look, see, Solanke's amazing. Sure. Yeah, Rob, right, Rob, and this is the thing, right? This is absolutely the thing, Rob. This is a grown-up comment, right? The Chelsea captain, signed by Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone, plays for England, wanted by Unai Emery, but he's the problem at Tottenham. You can't write this stuff. Honestly, as I've said, if we get relegated, I don't think we will, by the way. If we do, I will be distraught as a Spurs fan, but 5% of me will think good. Idiots like that deserve it. They deserve it. Right? They deserve it. Absolutely, Philly. Those who don't hear must feel. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, Unai Emery, everyone, great player, great manager, does really well, knows what he wants. He wanted him, didn't get him. Exactly. You've got to put him in the right team. Exactly. Hang on 1 second. Sorry. Sorry about that, everyone. Sorry for all the noise. Wesley, see you later. You're going as well. You're being a troll. See you later, Wesley. Gone. There's people going into timeouts. Just learn now, right? Right? Just learn. If you keep saying dumb shit, you're gonna get put in a timeout. I've got no time for it anymore. I don't know if we'll beat Palace. I don't know if we will. I'm worried. I'm worried about who we're going to beat at all. As I've said, I don't rate these players at all. I think we did not replace all of our goals from last year. Huge issue for me. Said it in the summer. A huge issue for me. If you don't replace, what was it? I think between Maddison, Kulu, and Son, something like 65 GA. We've not replaced it. I'm not surprised at all. Now, obviously, with Kudus going out, you're like, well, where on earth are these goals coming from? Where's the creativity? Where's the ball playing midfielder? Right? And by the way, lots of people wanted this change. They wanted to move to a Tudor, a relegation specialist. Bless me. So, listen, I think that football moves in swings and roundabouts. So on the Gallagher piece, I think it's one of those that when if we finally next season get a settled team and a manager that comes in that gives us a strategy, a way of playing, you get a ball playing midfielder in, I think suddenly you then start to see the best of people like Gallagher and Simmons. And then I think people will start to turn around and go, oh, actually, now I get it. It's easy when we're in a mess. Right? To talk about certain new players, but we're in a mess. Here we go. Here's Matt. I've been off YouTube, right? Everything I told you before has come true. No, it hasn't. You, by the way, just remember everyone, Matt is the guy that said every manager should get 3 to 5 years. So that didn't come true, did it? Frank has put us in a serious relegation crisis. Maybe, just maybe, it's the players that aren't winning for Ange, for Frank, or for Tudor. I don't know. I'd love Matt to come on. He just talks so much shit. Every time he's on YouTube, right? He changes. Managers need 3 to 5 years. Oh no, managers should be sacked after 6 months. Which one is it? I'm confused. I'm confused. These players weren't winning for Ange. They weren't winning for Frank. So far, they're not winning for Tudor. I don't know. Should we get another manager in for them not to win for? And we can say maybe it's the players. Yeah, sure. Sure. He can't be that great if one of the best teams in world football let him go. Sure. Do you know who else is crap? Yeah. Grealish is crap because Man City let him go. Yeah. Yeah. Man City sold Gundogan. He's crap. Yeah. Liverpool, Trent Alexander-Arnold left. He's crap. Think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Exactly. Matt said anyone could come in but Frank. Cool. Cool. I said, no, Matt is the most shameless bloke I've ever witnessed. I almost respect the level of pivoting. I know, mate. I know. Should play an midfield with the way you cover every position possible. Do you know the best thing, though, right, Perchy? This is the best thing about it. Because these people come on and talk on here, we see what they say every day. So when they go, oh, yeah, but I said this, it's like, well, no, we can all see what you said, mate. We all see what you said. We'll all see what you said, right? And as I said to people a long time ago, right? As I said a long time ago, if you say everything, you say nothing. Right? I know YouTubers that do this. They cover every basis so that there can never be wrong. Rather than going, oh, I was wrong, or I wanted that to work out and it didn't. They cover every basis so that they can never be wrong. Right? If you have every opinion, you have no opinion. Have an opinion, stick to it. We all know Matt's opinion. We all know the real Matt, whether that's a fake Matt or not. His opinion was all managers need 3 to 5 years. We know that. So he was absolutely upset when Frank got sacked because every manager needed 3 to 5 years. Riggs, maybe, just maybe, Conor Gallagher wanted to come back to England. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe because you don't know him. Maybe if you listen to the interviews that Conor Gallagher's given where he said, I really enjoyed my time out there. I wanted to try something different, but I wanted to come home to be near a family. Maybe. But no, it's okay because you've made a narrative up that Simeone didn't want him. Simeone said, it's up to Gallagher. He said, I want him to stay here, but it's up to him. And Gallagher wanted to go back to England. Honestly, the information is out on the internet for people to see. We just got to stop making things up. Stop making things up. That's all I ask from people. That's all I ask from people. And no, that is not a Leicester top. Wayne Holland, big up to you, Wayne. How you doing? I'm sure you're well. Your football team is struggling, right? Your football team is struggling like ours. And I think what you WhatsApped me the other day, was absolutely spot on, right? Spurs are Leicester, but on a bigger scale. At the moment, yeah, the two clubs are both in a shambolic mess on and off the pitch. Absolutely, mate. Again, oh God, I shouldn't have unbanned the trolls that they come in. Look, what do you do when you've got people that say this sort of stuff? You know, one was the captain of Chelsea and played for Atletico Madrid. The other one's in a relegation battle in the Championship. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? How have these people been brought up so badly that they want to be trolls on the internet? It's so bad. As I said, look, notice Sam Smith now was asked to come on. He's run away. Matt was asked to come on. He's run away. Full ball. He's been asked to come on for years. Always shit himself. Do you know why? If people actually see their face, they'll realize they're absolute fucking morons. Right? They're absolute morons. I agree. When he gets better players around him, right? Look at him. He was excellent for Chelsea in that last season. Brilliant. In the Championship, sure. You've not strengthened his case there. That's fine. Ollie Skip is a Championship footballer. That's the difference. No, Paul, I can't bother to hold back anymore. These trolls always shit themselves when they're asked to come on. That's how you know. It's easy. In a chat room, it's very simple to say what you want. When they come on screen, you listen, like when you see when that Matt comes on, can't even put his camera on in case we see what he actually looks like, right? Right? Yeah, mate, you come on, you shit yourself. You won't even show your face. Yeah, by the way, this is the guy that threatened me. Wait till I see you. Wait till I see you at Spurs. This boy never approached me, never came up to me. He shit himself, right? Here we go. Crybaby. Come on then, come on. Let's see. What am I crying about? I'm crying about your mum dropping you on the head. What am I crying about, mate? Your name is Fullball 9771 with no picture, right? I mean, let's be brutally honest, right? You were probably born because your mum and her brother had sex. I don't know, mate. Yeah, I mean, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Mate, come on and show your face. You schooled me. Matt, do all managers deserve 3 to 5 years? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do all managers deserve 3 to 5 years? Yes or no? A simple yes or no. Let's see. Come on, because I'm on it today. Matt, come on. Let's get you on. Yeah? Shut up, mate. Go away. Mate, I've got no time for trolls. See you later, Wesley. Got no time for trolls, Wesley. Difference is I will put them in their place, right? I will put them in their place. Savva's not lost the plot. I just don't like trolls like you. Matt, let's see you come on then. Let's see you come on and talk about Tudor and what you would do to get out of this mess. Come on, Matt. Come on. Come on. Let's see. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's see. Let's see. See, this is what I love people about YouTube. These people say, Savva the crybaby. Savva does this. Savva does that. You ask to speak to them, human to human, they shit themselves. They shit themselves. Right? Matt told us these players are better than what they're showing. They won 2 in 20. Right? No. You don't get to say this. You said anyone but Frank. Did you say managers should have 3 to 5 years? All managers should have 3 to 5 years. Yes or no? Come on. Come on. Matt, come on. Let's see. Let's have the chat. Come on then, Matt. Where are you? You want to come on? Talk to me. Come on and talk to me about anyone but Frank. Now it's, I don't want Tudor. He's a shambles as well. Maybe, just maybe it's what I said, that we didn't replace the goals, that we don't have good players. Then when you add the injuries on top of that, maybe, just maybe, it's a mess because of the players we bought. Bearing in mind, everybody, I'm just going to call it out because this is a good one. Do you know, everyone know who Matt wanted to sign? Matt wanted to sign Tyler Dibbling. Tyler Dibbling was Matt's answer as to who to sign to solve Spurs' problems. Yeah, you know the boy who can't show his face? I don't know why. Tyler Dibbling. Everyone remember that? Tyler Dibbling. Right? Absolutely. It's funny, isn't it? The manager that was 17th, he wanted to give another 2 years to. The manager that wasn't 17th had to go. Hate him. He's rubbish. This is where, how do you take it seriously? How are you meant to take any of this seriously? Yeah? Again, he threatened me. Have you said, remember Matt said he's going to come and find me outside the Spurs, at the pub at Spurs? Never saw him. Shit himself. Didn't come and see me. Wants to threaten online. When you say I'm point scoring with Dibbling, not point scoring. This is what I'm saying. You wanted Ange to have 3 to 5 years. You said every manager deserves 3 to 5 years. You said anyone but Frank. You wanted Tyler Dibbling, and you reckon you schooled me. Come on and school me. Come on and school me right now. Let's see. I'm on it. Come on and school me right now. Come on. Come on and school me. You won't be able to. And we know you won't put your camera on. You're a keyboard warrior, right? You're a keyboard warrior. Right? So if you're going to come in my chat and go for me, Right. And then I get people in WhatsApp groups going, oh, you're really harsh with that, Matt. What, really? He comes on, threatens me, and I'm the harsh one. Let's see. Come on, Matthew. Would you like to come on? Come on, Matt. Come on. Thought not. Shit yourself. Anyway, guys and girls. Anyway, we'll get Matt's great prediction in a minute. As I said to you, guys, forget Matt for 1 minute. How many of these fans said anyone but Frank? And they're now changing to, yeah, but I never wanted Tudor. You said anyone but him. Right? You said anyone, not just him. Loads of people said anyone but Frank. It's not the players. It's Frank. The new manager will come in. Lubo said, didn't he? The new manager will come in. You'll get an uplift from the players. There's no uplift. Why? Because they're not capable of it. Because they're not good enough. Oh, at least I've got a wife. At least I've got a wife. Do you know what I mean? Dude, you've got a picture of a skull, no name. I'll tell you what. Let's give this guy 2 minutes. Come on, full ball. I'll respect you if you come on. I bet you cannot for love nor money. Come on. Come on here. My wife is ashamed. What? Because her husband is honest. Puts his face to the camera. Sure. Whilst the whole internet can see that you're a troll. Right? Crybaby at what? What, for putting trolls like you in their place? Come on. Show the world your face. Show the world your face. Just all you got to do is run upstairs, knock on your mum's door, ask for permission, see if you're allowed to come on. Right? Let's see. I unblocked you, and this is the first thing you do is go for me. Think about it, mate. You're showing the world. I unblocked you. I gave you a chance, and the first thing you do is this. Let's see if he'll show us his face. Bet he won't. Same with Matt. Can't show us his face because he's scared. Guys, do you know what I love? YouTubers, we put our face to the camera. We are honest in our opinion. We stand by it, right? We stand by it. But trolls on the internet, they can't do that. People like Matt, they can't put their face on the internet. Why? Why can't they? Why don't they want to know who the person is with the opinion? They can't do it. They don't do it. See, again, see, this guy threatened me. This guy threatened me, right? This guy threatened me, comes in, lies, and then, oh, you get too rude and abusive. Mate, you threatened me and lied, right? That's the problem. See, and then you've tried to make it out like I'm the bad person. Mate, I'll give as good as I get. I'll give as good as I get, Matt. You come in again, you started lying, you threatened me, right? Mate, you're just going to get blocked if you talk about my wife. You're going to get blocked, aren't you? You're going to get blocked. There you go. He's been blocked. Right? Matt, we all saw you do it. Then why don't you fuck off? There we go. Another one gone. So either Matt comes on and explains why he threatened and explains why he lied about, oh, every manager should have 3 to 5 years and blah, 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 and why he said anyone but Frank, or he gets blocked. It's that simple. Most people just talk football and are good for it, right? It's funny. All these people always say, oh, when I see you at Spurs, we'll have it out. We'll have a chat. None of them ever come and see me. You threaten me, Matt. Matt, you threatened me. We all saw it. Everyone saw it in the chat. You threatened me, mate, and then shit your pants. Right? And you threatened me and then shit your pants. No one saw you. Where were you? And then you said, oh, I couldn't find you. I told you I was. I was in the number 8 pub in the garden. Right? As I said, mate, I will keep calling you out for all your lies. I will keep calling you out for all your lies. Every manager deserves 3 to 5 years. Every manager. It's funny. Every game Ange lost, you came in. Every manager. Listen, I'm just going to block both these Matt accounts now. I can't be bothered with this. Right? Everyone's seen what he did. Right? Listen, let's get back to football, shall we? Let's get back to football, right? As I said, we can talk all day long. This manager, that manager, this manager, that manager, this director of football. This squad is shit. I will call it out. I've called it out all season. I think many have started to see these players aren't good, right? These players aren't good, but we're still here pretending they are. Listen, the number of people, I've even seen it 2 weeks ago, right? People going, oh, Igor Tudor, yeah, you get to know this guy. He's good. By the way, I've got no problem with Igor Tudor, right? None of this is his fault, right? None of this is Igor Tudor's fault. And none of this was Frank's fault, right? In the summer, Spurs again went into a season without doing what they needed to do. Sure, of course they're not giving 100% to the cause. Why are they not giving 100% to the cause? Why? Spurs bought a squad of players that aren't built for that, right? Spurs bought a squad of players that aren't built for this fight. Of course they're not giving 100%. Leeds have a team that knew they might be going into a relegation battle. They're built for this. Leeds are built for this, right? Nottingham Forest have loads of players that are used to relegation and promotion. They're built for this. We're not. We're not built for this. We've bought a lot of lazy, entitled footballers that when they speak up against the club, fans go, my captain. Oh, I love that Porro came out on social media. I love that Fan Event said this or Romero. We care more about what they say than what they do. Right? We care more about what they say than what they do. Not one of the strikers in this squad should be at Tottenham Hotspur. Not one. Not one. None of the wingers in this squad other than Kuda should be at Tottenham Hotspur. Not one of them. But this is what we signed. We signed players like Gray and Sosa and Dragoshin and Vakat. These people should not have been signed by Tottenham Hotspur for the first team squad. But they're here. And if you start there, if we look at the pot here and start there, if you keep chipping away at the ability of the players, you keep chipping away, you will hit a brick wall. So you will finally hit the ground and you're at rock bottom. And many have said this for years. We are going one way. We are going one way because we don't buy what we need. And people get called out for it. I remember even the last 3-4 years, every summer saying the same thing, going, well, we've not bought properly again. And people go, oh, you're just negative. It's been a great window. Look at the squad. This is what happens when you run the club like this for 10 years, 15, 20 years straight. This is what happens. Right? But still, after 17th, now 16th, so still after 2 years of being in the bottom 5, we are still not all waking up and going, oh, God, yeah, this is what happens when you buy badly for years and years and years and have no plan. Still, we believe there's a manager out there that comes in and changes this. Still, we believe it. Still, we believe it. And then if anyone says anything, oh, no, you're just a crybaby. I'm not a crybaby. This is the squad. What are we expecting? We had an awful, as I said in the summer, we did not buy what we needed. And people pretended, didn't we? People pretended, oh, what a good summer. Why? We got one loan, right, for the season. We then got Mawani on loan on the last day of the deadline, sort of transfer deadline date, and he didn't want to be here only because it fell through at Juventus and Solanke got injured, right? We didn't buy a left winger. We didn't buy a ball-playing midfielder. We didn't buy another goalkeeper. We didn't buy any fullbacks. What are we doing here? Then Johnson goes, which is fine. Didn't bring in another attacker. Okay. All right. But people are still thinking these are good windows. People are still thinking these are good windows. It beggars belief. It beggars belief that any sane human being is looking at this transfer activity. They're looking at this transfer activity and going, yeah, that was good. Like it's truly. Again, see, this isn't true. Then when people just make things up, this is true. When you're saying both Athletic and Chelsea couldn't get rid of him fast enough, well, the manager of Chelsea and the players at Chelsea didn't want him to go. No, so that's not true. And that's not true. As I said, Conor Gallagher wanted to come back to England and Simeone acknowledged that as well. So again, when people just make things up, I will call it out. I think it's so silly when people do this. Again, Wesley, if you actually listen, I never said we'll be so much better in the summer. That's not what I said. Again, please stop lying. Wesley, you're going on a timeout. All these lies have just got to stop, right? This is not rocket science. The same people that think this squad is good, right? The same people that think this squad is good are the ones watching them week in, week out underperform for years. Right? For years. For years. Have a look at the summer window. I've broken this down so many times. We didn't build a squad. We replaced some injured players with a different skill set. We did not replace Son in any way, shape, or form. Xavi Simons is nowhere as good yet at this age as James Maddison. So you've got no left winger. The attacking midfielder is weaker. Love Kudus as a footballer, but is not a goal scorer. We did not replace the goals and assists. We did not replace the goals and assists. At all. See, again, this is what you got, right? He thinks that's 4 top signings. This is the problem. People like this think it's 4 top signings. So do you know what happens? Right? You know what happens? People like that, they cover themselves by pretending it's 4 top signings. Right? What we do is we go, see, we should be much better. Who of those is a top signing? Why didn't we build on the squad? Why didn't we replace Son? Why didn't we buy a ball-playing midfielder? Why didn't we buy a striker? We have literally replaced footballers, right? Because of injury, rather than building a squad. We were going into the Champions League and we didn't build. We did not build in the summer in one way or the other. We did not build. So then when you get to this season, some of us, there are many in here that said in the summer that many of them in here, like me, that said, don't see where the goals are coming from. Don't see where the goals and creativity are coming from. There's not enough goals in that team. There's not enough creativity. Here we are. How many? What? August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 8 months later going, where's the goals and creativity? Thank you, Tom. When I sat here and I said, didn't I, this was a negligent window and everyone berated me. As I've said, watch Spurs play. Where's the goals? Where's the creativity? Where's the spark? Where's the Son replacement? Xavi Simons this year should be settling in, right? Learning from a Maddison. But what do Spurs do? We wait till our playmaker gets injured, bring one in and go, hit the ground running. You're like, whoa. Again, Mawani coming in on the last day of the window. Again, people go, good signing. Not if he doesn't want to be here, it's not a good signing. Not if you've not planned for it, it's not a good signing. See, again, they don't get it. They don't get, but because what people like Matt do, unfortunately, they're not very bright. And you've heard him when he comes on, he sounds like a moron, like, oh, Savva, right? What they don't quite get is you can bring in Mawani if he wants to be here and hit the ground running. Brilliant signing. But when you're bringing him in on the last day of the window because a player's got injured, we had no plan for Mawani to be here. So it wasn't a plan. Mawani from day one has not wanted to be here. Why? Right? Didn't replace Son. Right? Didn't buy a ball playing midfielder. We haven't even replaced Brennan Johnson. But if people think that's a top window, replacing 3 injured players with 3 other players, like that's the problem. And this is where, who was I speaking to the other day? The Spurs fans' expectations is so warped because they're not understanding how you build a squad. They're not understanding. Idiots like Matt, unfortunately, don't understand. You can't just replace 3 injured players and go, what a good window. Why? All you've done is replace 3 injured players. You didn't build the squad. Spurs should have bought those players and then 3 or 4 more to fill out the squad with quality. But we didn't. We didn't. Look at Arsenal in the summer. Arsenal got 7 or 8 new signings in, right? They bulked out their squad for 4 tournaments. Agreed. Now, this I do agree with you in. Right? Honestly, so you think from last year, Kulu, Maddison out for the year, right? Son sold. So what did Spurs do? Mawani, Simons, Kudus. So literally you've gone, right, those 3 out, those 3 in. We didn't build a squad. We didn't buy anywhere else in the squad. We didn't buy fullbacks. We didn't buy centre halves. We didn't buy ball playing midfielders. We didn't do anything. And people going, oh, great window. What? Sorry, in what reality? Arsenal went out and went, we'll get Kepa, backup keeper. Brilliant. They've now got Kepa and Raya. Right? Let's get another defender who can cover left back and centre half. Hincapi. In you come, son. I'll tell you what. We've lost a couple of midfielders. We'll go and get Norgard. We'll go and get Zubamendi. Cool. Norgard and Zubamendi. Right, we need another winger to compete with our wingers. All right, Madueke, you come in. We need another attacking midfielder to compete with Odegaard. Eze, you come in. Gyökeres, you come in as well. That's building a squad. We replaced 3 players. Mate, as I said, I'm not going to answer you directly until you have the balls to come on. We all want top players, Matt. You suggest top players that won't come. That's the problem. We all want top players. Agreed. Exactly. Exactly. We haven't replaced this. Exactly. This is the point. This is the point. This is the point, right? You can't not replace the goals and assists in your team. It's crazy. You can't. We have gone from Kane and Son to just Son, to neither of them. There's no goals, there's no assists, there's no creativity in this squad. And yet we're going, oh, it's the tactics. All right, so Tudor's shit and Frank's shit. All right, cool. Who's the next manager going to come in with these forwards? What made me laugh about this outfit, it's nothing to do with the boys on the Spurs 5. They're all my mates. But what made me laugh about this was I get mocked now for, look at Spurs. I was the one said, I'm worried. I'm worried. I was the one saying, I'm worried. If you are going into 4 tournaments, you've got to build a squad. This is the basics of football. Look at the squad Chelsea put together and Liverpool and Arsenal and City, right? Who's that? Sorry, 1 second. What's that doing there? This is what these clubs do for 4 competitions. And this is why, please break it down. This is not Football Manager. When people go, look at the 4 players we brought in, they were replacing 4 players that went. Like you've not added to the squad. You've not said, right? You've not said, right, here's our squad that let's just say, if a team who finishes 4th this season says, here's the squad that finished 4th. What we're going to do this window is we're going to add 4 or 5 on top of that to build out the squad. Now you've had a top window. Not, well, these have all gone out. These have come in. Look at the well, you've not added to the squad. You've not added to the squad. And this is the difference between people like Matt that can't work this out. They sat there last year, these people like Matt, going, we haven't got the squad to play in 4 competitions. It's not the manager's fault. Then we don't address that in the summer and people go, oh, there you go. Look, it's Thomas Frank's fault that we're in a relegation. Well, you didn't address it. We didn't address what we needed to. This isn't rocket science. We can have this conversation every day. This is not rocket science. Right? This is not rocket science. I've tried to explain to people for years, you've got to build a squad. You've got to build a squad. You've got to build a squad. Right? You need 2 right backs. You need 2 left backs. You need 4 or 5 centre halves. You need a couple of ball playing midfielders, couple of DMs, couple of box to box. You need 2 right wingers, 2 left wingers, 2 or 3 strikers. This is not rocket science. Arsenal have gone and done that. Arsenal have gone and done that. Man City have gone and done that. Liverpool, not to that level, but Liverpool tried to do that in the summer with loads of signings, right? Chelsea do that. They put squads together big enough to cope with competitions. But not Spurs. You watch what will happen this summer. 5 or 6 will go. 5 or 6 will come in and we'll go, God, great window. We won't actually build. What about Sunderland? Sunderland play once a week. What, Sunderland aren't in this conversation about 4 competitions, are they? Exactly, Cole. But I'm out here every day on YouTube trying to make people understand that football isn't about having an 11. I'm bearing in mind, we don't even have a good 11, Carl. Do you know what I mean? Football isn't about having an 11. It's about having a squad. It's about being prepared for the season in front of you. And as I said in the summer when I was berated, we are not ready for this year. We are not ready for 4 competitions. We are not ready for Champions League, Premier League, Champions League, Premier League, Champions League, Premier League. But there we are, sitting in the window, bigging it up. 4 first-team players. Is Mawani a first-team player? Was he just there because Solanke was injured? Like, what are we doing? Again, Sunderland come up. They go and get a guy to run the show for them. Sunderland went out and got, let's be fair, I know people are going to hate it because he was Arsenal. Sunderland went out and adding Granit Xhaka was an absolute masterstroke. Whoever pulled that deal off, absolute masterstroke. You've gone and got a seasoned pro that's been there, seen it, and done it, right? Controls games of football, wants the ball, captain, leader, fighter, right attitude. They stuck him in midfield and he runs the show for Sunderland. When did Spurs ever do that? Don't do it. They don't do it. We just don't do it. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. What's a Dogie ever done? Right? Madders is out injured. Xavi's out injured. Kudus is out injured. Kulu's out injured. Gray, Bergvall, Solanke. What have they ever done? Stop lying. Stop lying. This is the problem. You're putting players in. I think 3 or 4 of the players you mentioned, yes, but most of them are injured. You've got to build a squad. Look at who he's praising here. Adogis and Grays and Bergvalls and Solankis. Look at the players we're praising. And then he chucks in 2 that are out for the season in Maddison and Kulu. Kudus has been out injured, for 3 months or whatever he's been out injured for. Gallagher's only joined us 6 games, 7 games ago. Adogi's never fit. This is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean. We are not understanding, are we? We see the same players that don't perform and we go, every other club would bite our hand off for these players. It's nonsense. Build a squad. Build a squad. You can't play Saturday, Wednesday, whatever the days are, right? These fans, they deserve it. Relegation is deserved for fans like this. Deserved. Because again, look at how we overhype our players. All the players are great. It's not the players. All the players are great. VDV's good, but we're going on like he's world class. Same with Romero. The data's there, guys. For the 3 years dating back to the 1st of March, Tottenham Hotspur are averaging 16th in the Premier League for points. Why? Why? It's not just Ange. It's not just Frank. It's not just Tudor. It's not just Jose or Con. Why? Why? Oh, please, if sure, Mike, please give me some positives right now for Tottenham. I'd love to. Here we go, everyone. Give us 3 positives. I want you to label them. 1, 2, 3. 3 positives at Spurs right now. Listen, I like VDV as much as the next guy does, but he's okay. I don't go overboard about him. He's not. Listen, in my 40 years of supporting Spurs, I've seen multiple centre backs that piss all over Mickey van der Ven. Right? But you're not allowed sacks. He's the fan favourite. Again, this is when people go to me, what's the positives? Cool. What are the positives? I'll show you some positives. Would you like to see the positives for how good our defenders and attackers are? Here's the positives. This is what makes me laugh. There you go. We're not in the bottom 4. There's a positive, right? And again, as I said, until our fans start acknowledging how bad we are, until they start acknowledging how poorly constructed this squad is and that the players they love aren't as good as they think, they're always going to think we're better, right? They're always going to go, well, we should be there. We should be there. Listen, when Maddison's fit, when Kulu's fit, when Kudus is fit, when Romero's fit, when they're all fit, we should be 6th, 7th, 8th. Sure. But that's not how football works. And we learned that lesson the last 2 seasons. Oh, no. We didn't learn that lesson the last 2 seasons. And again, this is why people like Matt haven't got the brain capacity to understand. Last year, we should have been going, right. We struggled this year badly with injuries. We need to sort this squad out. We didn't. We replaced 3 injured players with 3 players and added Paulinho, and everyone went, oh, what a window. And I'm scratching my head going, oh, what? Like, what? Have we not learned? No. It's a good squad. Few injuries, what happens? We're back to where we were. Why? Because we didn't do what we needed to. This is not rocket science. And every other fan base in the country can see it. Every other fan base in the country can see it. But we have a selection of Spurs fans that can't see it. I see YouTubers that YouTube, it's still manager. These players are better. These players, but they're not. 3 years, 16th average on points. That doesn't lie. That means the squad, not the team, over 3 years is 16th on points in the Premier League. But Savva, that's a stat you made up. No, it's not. It's a stat. Again, people say dumb shit because Fulham have been put together as a proper team. Fulham haven't changed their manager every 5 minutes. Fulham aren't playing twice a week. Fulham don't need a big squad. That's why. Not rocket science. Not rocket science. Fulham have bought players that play in a position to suit their play. We don't have a style of play. Fulham, if they lose a player, go and buy a player. They bought left wingers and right wingers and central midfield. We don't. Not rocket science. I know, we all know you're not very bright, Matt. We get it. They play once a week. They don't need a massive squad. They play once a week. I don't know if you understand that. You understand? I don't know. Let me just explain to you. When you're in Europe, you don't play once a week. You don't play. No, there's nothing you can give me, mate. You're full of shit. Mate, the reason I school you every time is because you don't use this. As I've said, the Bournemouths, the Brentfords, the Brightons, the Fulhams, these clubs have a philosophy and they stick to it. They succession plan. We don't. You're not getting that. That's why you thought it was a great window. A great window in which Spurs literally replaced 2 or 3 injured footballers and Son who left. That's what you thought was a great window. That's the difference between me and you. I'm looking at the bigger picture. You are looking at, oh my God, he gets in our first 11. Brilliant. But did we buy what we need? No, we didn't buy what we need. Don't worry about it. Again, at the moment, Man United, we can all say that again. And what will need to happen, Andy? Man United will be back into European football next year. Man United will go and add footballers. Right? Man United will go and add plenty of footballers this summer, and they will be at the level of the Cunhas, the Mbuemos, right? The Sescos. We didn't do that in the summer. We won the Europa League, didn't we? Not telling you, Andy, but we won the Europa League and went out and didn't buy anything proper. Man United lost the Europa League, finished bottom half, no European football, and Mbuemo, Sesco, and Cunha. Now imagine that was our front three. Because the difference is, Matt, you're still in here claiming it was a great summer. Most people now are sitting in reflection and going, yeah, I didn't look at it like that. You're still here going, great window. You didn't get it. As I said, anyone that was happy with the window doesn't understand the bigger picture and squad building. They did not get it. Absolutely. Kate and Jimbo. Gross negligence not to replace Son. But what did everyone say? Right? What did everyone say? Don't worry, we'll do it in the next window. That's Spurs. What did Bournemouth do this January? Oh, Semenyo's gone. Rayan, in you come. Look at the difference, right? Bournemouth act properly. Bournemouth act properly. By the way, guys, we need to get some sort of like train going or super sticker train or something. This has been an epic show. Big up to Shane, who's a Forest fan. So scared of our game versus Spurs. Must win for both of us. Don't think a draw will be good enough for either of us. Mate, the way I'm watching you lot play at the moment, I think you beat us right now. That might change, but right now, I think you beat us. You look more of a team than we look. We look dreadful. We look absolutely dreadful. Thank you so much, Shane. I would say best of luck for the season, but I kind of need you guys to go down. Big up to the Big D as well. How you doing, bro? The Big D said, Savva spot on, mate. Same shit year after year. Well, the problem is for me, Big D, and thank you so much for that, is it's the same shit year after year, but still fans are not learning it. The club aren't learning it, and the fans aren't learning it, right? As I said, when you've got people like Matt, like that full ball, they think we've got good squads, right? They think, oh, Potts will sort all this out. Sure. And then you've got sensible people like Kate and Jim there going, yeah, negligence not replacing Son. Yeah, you can't not replace Son. Maybe, Matt, if we had bought what we needed in the summer or January, we wouldn't be worried about relegation. You know, buying a goal scorer to replace Johnson, buying a goal scorer to replace Son, buying the ball playing midfielder that we needed, buying attacking midfielders, buying fullbacks. Maybe, just maybe. Mate, I've got you in this very show saying it was a great window. Right? And this is the thing. You keep coming on and lying. And this is the problem. You said you liked the summer window. You thought it was strong. You thought it was good. I didn't. Right? But you know what the difference between me and you? You'll do it again this summer. Whatever happens, you'll like it. And guys, we didn't sign 4 top players at all. Xavi Simons is young. That's not a top player. He's young and up and coming. Mawani's not a top player. Yeah. Paulinho is a very good player, not top player, right? This is the problem. Every single bang on. Bang on, Kingslayer. Bang on. Again, this is what these people do. Every player's great, but they're worried about relegation. Why? You know why? He'll just blame Thomas Frank. Forget that Thomas Frank had no goal scorers or creators or backup or forget that. Forget he had 13 injuries. He'll just blame Thomas Frank. Takai, yeah, good signing. We signed top players. I don't think we do have top players in the club. I think the top players, if any, I think James Maddison is a top player. But again, injuries, age catching up with him. Wesley, one more, you're gone, mate. One more, you're gone. You're not listening. It's not about quality. Again, do you know what? Get rid of this twat. He's been an idiot now for days. It's just getting silly. I feel like he's Matt's burner account. Grant, absolutely. Where are they? They've all changed their narrative. Matt was one of them, by the way. He can't answer it. Anyone but Frank. Oh, no. Not Tudor. Not Tudor. Anyone but Frank, but not this guy. It's because you know what they don't want to do? They don't want to admit that the squad isn't good. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit that the players that they love aren't very good. They don't want to admit it. I don't know why. I don't know why. But people don't want to admit it. But again, Matt, see, notice again, as I said, look, we have Tudor who's as bad as Frank. Well, I'll tell you what, Matt, here you go. Let's all ask Matt. Matt, this is why I wanted him to come on. I know he shits himself. Matt, what 11 would you play in what formation and why? What 11 in what formation and why would you play it? All right, so we've changed now, have we, to anyone but Frank or Tudor. I love this because you know what would happen if we bought in Robbie Keane and was still losing games. For example, people would be going anyone but Frank, but Tudor, but Robbie Keane. Honestly, because no one wants to admit the truth. No one wants to admit the truth. I'm waiting for Matt. He's going to give us his 11. Come on, Matt. I want to see the 11. Thank you, Danny. I've just received that. Danny, I'm only going to go for another 5-10 minutes, by the way, guys, and then I'll send you over to Football Inc. Danny Kiriakou, thank you so much. He sent me a coffee and said, enjoy, brother. Make sure you don't leave YouTube because there's too many deluded Spurs fans. Cheers, Danny. Much love as always. Hope you're feeling better than the other night, mate. Look, again, but we also finished 17th last year. I love everyone talks about the trophy, but we were also this bad in the league last year. You listen, it's not about Ange or Frank or Tudor at this time. If anyone can't see the bigger picture, see, do you know what? Absolute maximum respect to my boy, the Big D. Absolute maximum respect for saying it as it is. Said I mistakenly thought these players had more in them, to be honest. God, I was wrong. But I was also unfortunately correct in January saying we would be in relegation fight, and it makes me sick. Listen, absolutely. This is the problem. There were those. Listen, as I said in December, if you're going to sack Frank and they think he's the problem, sack him, bring in the new manager for January and bring him in some players. Sack him or back him. Spurs did neither. We didn't sack or back. Right? We didn't sack or back. And what happened? They then sack him 2 games after the transfer window shuts. We bring in a new manager who's got loads of injuries, no new signings, and we go on. And now we're going, it's Tudor. Now, I don't think Tudor's great, but I also don't blame him for any of this. It's copium now. It's copium. Because whatever formation we play, everyone out there who's a tactical expert goes, oh, yeah, but if we played him there and him there. Guys, how many formations have we seen this year? How many different players in different positions we've seen? Nothing's worked. Why? Can we not, are we not getting there? Are we really not going to get there sooner? It's like, what is it? The saying, when will the penny drop? When will the penny drop? There are fans that think you just drop Poch into this squad for next season and all is good. When will the penny drop? We need loads of players out and loads of players in. When will that penny drop? Big up, Jordan. How you doing, bro? Anyone but Frank. This isn't about Frank, by the way. If Spurs had anything about them, they would have bought players in for Frank or for a different manager in January. If we had anything about them. We were told we could have had John Duran on loan. We were offered Lookman. We were offered Moussa Diaby on loan. Akliouche was available. Players like Ray. No, Spurs didn't want to do anything because Johan Lang told us that there was no one available that's better than what we've got. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Perch said it's like a water. It's like having a water pipe burst, but you keep blaming the tap for not working and keep changing the tap. Listen, I'm hoping now after this, I'm hoping everyone can stop the whole Frank Ange Tudor thing. I think now we can start to really look at what the big issues are. Notice, everybody, that Matt's gone quiet when I asked him. Notice, I said, Matt, what 11 you playing? What formation? Why? Notice, whenever you ask a direct question to one of these people, they don't have an answer. Notice, it's really simple, isn't it? People are going to be shocked at the level of manager Paul will be fishing from in the summer. It's not Conte's anymore. It's the Sean Dyches. It will be Poch. If we stay up, it will be Poch. We all know it. Perchy said the anyone but Frank lobby group have really got stuck. They either are now castrating Tudor pretending he is good. Either castrating Tudor or pretending he is good. We divert from the root cause. Agreed. As I said, maybe I went in too hard on Ange on things, but I've always thought the owners were the bigger problem. Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely. We were shit last year. We were just lucky that being shit didn't prevent us from winning a trophy. You're right. You're absolutely right. And guys, as I've said before, I think we stay up. This is it. This is it. This is the problem. This is 90% of our fans, though, Kingslayer. This is 90% of our fans. They rate all the players, but year on year, watch these players fail miserably, but can't bring themselves to admit it. Yeah, listen, I've got no problem with Dougie Freedman if that's the guy they want to bring in. As I said before, more than any one individual coming to this club, there needs to be a plan. That's what I thought they were going to do with Frank, and they didn't. So for me, whatever manager, director of football you bring in can't just be, oh, I'm going to celebrate. I like this guy, that guy. It's got to be a plan. But you're right. Could he work well with Poch? All depends on what the remit is from the club, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going for a 4-3-3. Vicario, Porro, Danso, Romero, Van der Ven, Gallagher, Paulinho, Savva, Tell, Muani, Ritchie. Okay. Now, Matt, I don't actually mind that. Okay, you want to put VDV at left back. I don't actually mind that. But again, for me, there's not many goals in it, right? And this is the problem. No team you could have picked would have had loads of goals or creativity. When you look at that, Tell doesn't create, Muani doesn't create, Ritchie doesn't create. It's, you know what I mean? So, Matt, if we try and find the common ground with each other, the problem is look at the lack of options going forward. This was my worry in the summer, right? This was my worry in the summer, that there were no goals and assists, mate. This was my worry, right? But you poo-pooed it. You and many others poo-pooed it. Look at that. Look at that front four. Xavi, Tel, Muani, Ritchie. How many goals are in that? Do you know how many Premier League goals that four has got this season? What's it? Ritchie's got 8, thank God. Muani's got 1, that's 9. I think Xavi's got 1 or 2, that's 11. And I think Tel's got 2. That front four have got about 14, 13 goals between them. Right? That's the problem, Matt. Surely we'll try and come to a common frame, right? Right. But Matt, so why didn't the injuries? Why? So again, Tudor's a scrub, Frank was a scrub, but the injuries have decimated us. Which one is it? Like, you got no goals, mate. I don't know. Look, well, Tell is the only one who creates. Let's see how much Tell's created this season, shall we? Let's see. Again, when we say these things, Matisse Tell. Matisse Tell has not got a single assist this season. right? Not got a single assist this season. And that's the problem. My man, Luke, and I've seen your WhatsApp. I'll message you back, mate. Absolutely. Without a plan, everything else is irrelevant. And Luke, we had this chat when we went and done the charity drop, and then we went for a few pints. We had this chat, right? Whatever we argued about around that table, we always came back to, yeah, but none of this really matters without a plan. Do you know what I mean? And that's where we're at now. Scott, Tell don't create anything. He's got no assists in 20. I'll tell you what. This is what I find hilarious. I find this hilarious, right? So Matisse Tell in his time at Tottenham, right, has played 34 Premier League games and got 1 assist. He's got no assists in, so 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. Matisse Tell has played 46 games for Spurs in all competitions, right? And has 1 assist. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying we bought him. That's who we chose to bring in. He has 1 assist. Kolo Muani this year. Let's have a look. Kolo Muani has no assists in the Premier League, right? No assists. 1 assist in the FA Cup and 2 assists in the Champions League. These are not creative footballers. Oh, I know, mate. I know. But this is what I mean. When people are pretending, well, if we just played him there and him there and him, none of it matters. I blame James Flower. I blame James Flower. Everything is James Flower's fault. Guys, I'm going to send you over in a second. Big up to Dean Law for the super sticker. Always very generous, my man. Really appreciate you. And big up to Big Les, who's a new member. Big Les 666. Big up to you, Big Les. Thank you very much. As a members only show on Friday. King Slash said, yeah, Tudor and Frank wasn't here last season. So who had these top players you rate so much fail last season? And by the way, we finished 17th last season. At least we had goal scorers last year. Let that sink in. Last year, at least he had Kulu, Madison, Son, didn't he? No, sure. But Adam, listen, this is what fans like you do. I said there's no goals or assists in that team. You plucked out Tell. I didn't pluck out Xavi. You plucked out Tell. There's no goals and assists in that front four. Guys, I'm going to send you over to Football Inc. Big up to AJC for the super sticker. Really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Guys and girls, I'm going to send you over to Football Inc. Thanks for this, AJC. We'll be live tonight for... did you do my super chat, Savva? I haven't seen a super chat from you. 1 second. One second. I've not seen. I don't know why. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it won't show on my screen. Andy Lester has put a super chat in saying some of these people are the problem. No standards. Andy, I completely agree with you. I think the problem is it's that balance, isn't it, between having ridiculously stupid standards and normal standards, right? Look, at the end of the day, big up to you, Andy. Thank you very much. At the end of the day, guys, I'll leave it on this. We're back tonight at 7:30 for the live score show. We're starting to get more and more viewers for the live score show where tonight, loads of Premier League games. We'll be keeping an eye on Forest away at City. We'll be keeping an eye on West Ham away at Fulham. Come on, Fulham. Come on, Man City. We need these teams. But it all boils down to this. If as a club you don't buy goals and you don't buy assists, you're not winning many games of football. This is not rocket science. But we had a great window according to everyone. Yeah? And it's just the managers. Guys, and yes, we'll be doing a live later. We'll be doing a live later tomorrow for the Palace game. Much love. Take care. See you tonight at 7:30. When you get to Football Inc., just say Savva Raid or FHTV Raid. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.